Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, a.k.a. Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
Yeah. 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 Ain't nobody crying loud no more. Streets too quiet. Feel like God closed the door. Used to hear the truth in every corner. Now it's war. Now I ride through the block like where the prophets go. I miss your voice. I miss your voice. I miss your voice. Used to echo through the pavement. Preaching truth, not entertainment. Now the corner's vacant. Used to hear repentant die. See destruction on the rise. All the rumors went inside. Miss your voice. See, I was crying for the nation. Warning us by damnation. Laugh while y'all was hating. Now I see floods, fire, war. Ain't nobody teaching no more. The world done changed when y'all left the door. I miss your voice. You supposed to write there on Saturday. Seen the prophets like the front of us. Bobbling they hands, speaking heat like it was gun time. They ain't care who hated them. They love us more than comfort. Warning all the gangs. They even preached the baby mother. Told us Babylon would burn. And now it's matching every vision. Told us trust the Most High and not the system of religion. They ain't asked for nothing back. They just cry out up in them trenches. And now the silence got me anxious. Like a trumpet missing pictures. Oh, I miss your voice. Need you now. I miss your voice, used to echo through the pavement. Preaching truth, not entertainment. Now the corner's vacant, used to hear repentant die. Now it's just shots and sirens fly. Looking at destruction on the rise. All the real ones went inside. I miss your voice, y'all was crying for the nation. And warning us by damnation. Laugh while y'all was hating. Now I see floods, fire, war. Ain't nobody teaching no more. The world done changed when y'all left the door. Miss your voice. Remember seeing fringes in the summer heat. Scriptures flying faster than the gossip on the street. Keep the laws and repent. Man, them niggas say that with their chest. People stay to see you. Now we living in regret. They call them crazy, call them ghosts, but them brothers shoulders old. Now the corners filled with ghosts, and the young was selling dope. They was out here still. I know a couple would have changed, but the prophets got pulled back. We walking through the flame. I see judges in the sky. Ain't no one is left to cry. He gave signs, gave it time, but we played and lived their lives. Now I pray he show me mercy, cause I see what's coming near. And the voice of the prophets ain't ringing in my ear. I miss your voice, used to echo through the pavement. Preaching truth, not entertainment. Now the corner's vacant, used to hear repentant die. Now it's just shots and sirens flying by. Looking at destruction on the rise. All the real ones went inside. I miss your voice, I was crying for the nation. Warning us about damnation. Laugh like I was hating. Now I see floods, fire, and war. Ain't nobody teaching no more. The world done changed when y'all left the door. I miss your voice. 4PK saying I'm gone, man. Hey, yeah, nigga. Prepare slaughter. We bout to bombard their whole operation. Certified priest, prophesied this my occupation. This shit outrageous. They done made the truth docile. That's why we on the corner crying aloud, looking hostile. It's ISUPK style. Can't stop now. Far this warfare couldn't last one round. Let the oppressed rise, and let the rich mourn till the sundown. Enough with this shit. I'm about to make it hot, call it compound. Just for my niggas, put the guns in the drugs down. Dwelling in peace till the Lord called for the blood. Hey, try to decide my death and got beside yourself. Swore draw for what you perform. How you gon' hide yourself? Devil got to die for his lies and his dreams. Ain't got no love for them crackers. Nah, just cruel intentions. And in my father's house is spinning mansions. I got plenty bitches. Worthy of vengeance. This your death sentence. I'm talking to you. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. That they do not rise. Go ahead and fill the world with lies. And die for your skin. You gon' die for your crime. I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devil's let the ending still. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah. Now they shook from vicious words out this handbook. About to take these rappers back to school. My flow said and hook. They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet is the honey check. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow. And hand down death for them devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause they violence leave a man a stiff corpse. You see a flag in a badge, I see hordes in a pitchfork. Go ahead. So please believe it. The white man is a demon. And I ain't gon' vote for them to free me. No. They beat us till we the color purple. That's why this knife till they broke like ceiling. You got this nigga on his knees. They wanna have peace. We screaming, let this bitch burn at 1,000 degrees. I'm laying in the bosom of revenge. I told her I'd do anything she pleased as I squeeze on the double D's. Fuck you mean? I'm talking to you. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. That they do not rise. Go ahead and fill the world with lies. And die for your skin. You gon' die for your crime. I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devil's let the ending still. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on. I can't really do shit because they got me handcuffed. I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking back!
Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. That they do not rise. Go ahead and fill the world with lies. And die for your skin. You gon' die for your crime. That's why I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. It's rolling on it. What is it?
Purchase your tracks today.
Know the people been waiting for a minute for something authentic. Came in the truth and bossed in it, made niggas regroup. Had to shed light on the false image. UPK whole court. Now who the fuck won scrimmage? 2 words for soft niggas. What is good riddance? Don't affiliate with feminine symptoms. I know you feel me, nigga. This a death threat to hip hop. You don't stop that weak shit, I'ma mix your lean with some Grimlock. When the last time you heard it this raw? What I wish for's when the earth inherited by the piss more. We been to war, them the ones I'm taking risks for. Ain't got no picks or no cars to hold. Holy angels watch my steps, them Glock guard my soul. Can't let them leave my body cold. I know you feel me, nigga. Let the wicked weep and the meek prevail. God never been 50-50. I should now wake and sleep a cell. Let the righteous cry, silence the pretender. A rebel without a cause, as long as I remember. Not taking the kingdom, the only thing on my agenda. Can't avoid me, nigga. Middle finger to the ones that try to destroy me. Revenge of beauty, I'm a beast. I told that bitch she can't eat, let she join me for dinner. My God ain't got no regard for a sinner. One call fall on him like timber. I know you feel me, nigga. In the eyes of terror, I stand still. Go to work for the colony, bring it back to the anthill. Plus everything I drop heavy as an anvil. Show you how to stand like a man in this damn field. I know you feel me, nigga. Fuck equality, it gotta be one man win and the rest lose. Wave devastator, I'm calculating my next move. UPK will real niggas seek refuge. Body shots for pause, that'll get you bruised. My niggas whole rank, check your little attitude. I came to fuck up your move on your little holiday like I'm Mr. Scrooge. Resurrected from the grave, walking from the fall. Visions in my eyes, gripping the mic, screaming God bless the underdog down by the letter. And live by that protocol, walk by faith, not by sight. Ain't no hope for getting struggles. Life like some war, resist or get pulled into a world that never left you. I will endure, election will be sure, correction will be swift. No Will Smith, but I am legend. What else would you call the killer of deception? A leader got soldiers on post in every direction. All gold like a German shepherd, young and a restless, wear honor like a diamond necklace. I know you feel me, nigga.
Purchase your tracks today.
It's rolling on it. What is it?
Let's go ahead and clap it up. Hey, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. This is the ISUPK Killeen scripture breakdown class, and where we, are here to answer all your questions, solve all your problems, and basically break down, this truth, to our people, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and bring you back into the knowledge of your culture and identity, which is the most important thing, in this life that we live today. Everything that we see around us is, it's becoming a meme, it's becoming a real short, you understand? But the culture and the heritage that we have from the Most High is everlasting, it's forever. You understand? And we have to be able to discern between what's real and what's artificial. You understand? And the way things have been set up against us as a people, it's becoming very difficult to discern between the truth and a lie. You understand? And if you're unable to make that distinction, to be able to make that difference, then you'll never be free. You understand? But if we don't have any questions in the on the chat, any questions in the room, and we'll get into my topic. If not, but you got a question, priest?
Con of the one con, sir.
All right, let's get it.
A breakdown on the book of Zechariah, chapter 5, and verse 1 through 5.
No problem.
Book of Zechariah, chapter 5, verse 1.
Hold on 1 second, mighty man. We're gonna let him pull it up. Go ahead.
Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Verse 2. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Verse 3. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall cut off, as on this side according to it. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off.
I'm sorry, I read that again. I apologize. You said 1 through 5, correct?
1 through 4.
Or 1 through 4. Read what you was reading again, Salakia.
Verse 3. Then said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on the side according to it. Verse 4. I will bring it forth, said the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth faulty by my name, and it shall remain in midst of the house, and shall consume it with timber thereof, and the stones thereof.
Okay. Go ahead and start at verse 1 again, and we'll definitely go ahead and break that down.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 5, verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and looked, and behold, a flying roll.
Right. So this is the prophet Zechariah, right? And if you turn and look and it said he did what? He turned and did what?
Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes.
If you lift up your eyes, what are you going to be looking at? The sky, right? You know what I'm saying? And go ahead.
And looked, and behold, a flying roll.
A flying roll. So what Zechariah is seeing is a vehicle of the angels. You understand? When you go through the scriptures, you see words like clouds, or chariots, or rolls. These are the descriptions of the vehicles of the angels. And what Zechariah is seeing is what we would call, today a UFO, a UAP, an IFO, right? An unidentified flying object, an unidentified aerial, projection, that's what he saw. Keep reading.
Verse 2. And he said unto me.
So this is the angel asking him, right? The angel's with Zechariah. Go ahead.
What seest thou? And I answered, I said, a flying roll. And the length thereof is 20 cubits, and breadth thereof.
The breadth, that's like the width. So, like how we do in mathematics, you got length times width. So it's just how you describe the shape of any type of, object. You go length and width. So that's length, and breadth is old English for width. Go ahead.
And the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Verse 3.
So the angel asks him what you see, and then he's telling him what he see, and he's giving him the measurements of what he see, right? So I want to give y'all a visual of what Zechariah saw, all right? Go ahead.
Got on come verse
No,
3.
no,
then-
hold on. I'm about to show what Zechariah actually saw. This is a video image of a UFO shaped like a what? What that look like? I desire.
Kind of look like a missile. A spear.
A cylinder, a roll. That's what Zechariah described, a flying roll, because when they would send messages, it would be in rolls, like cylinders, like what we have right here with the Torah up here on the table. You understand? It's a roll. This is what Zechariah saw. Is it still playing? All right. Zechariah looked up. This is what he saw. You understand? So the angel is breaking down to him, like, you know, he on earth. He ain't never seen nothing like that. So he's like, what is that? And he's like, I'm explaining the length and the width. 20 cubits. Cubit is like 3 feet. You know what I mean? So it's like 60 feet long. And then I think he said it's like 10 cubits at breadth. So that'll be like 30 feet wide. You understand? So this is what he looked at. This is what he saw. So go ahead and keep reading.
Come, verse 3. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
Right. So, you know, you said it looked like a missile, but a missile, if it was a missile, it would have what behind it?
Fire.
Or exhaust, right? The exhaust from the emissions from the propulsion, it'd be coming, you would see smoke and cloud coming behind it. But right here, it's just floating. It's just in the sky floating. So it can't be a missile, but the angel told him it's the what?
For every one that sealeth.
Not from the top.
Then said unto me, there is the curse that goeth forth over the whole face of the earth.
From over the face of the whole earth, meaning that this is going to be, okay, what is a curse according to the scriptures? If you had to put it in one word, what's a curse?
A punishment.
A punishment, man. Give him a hand. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly correct. Curse is a punishment. So what the Lord is saying, this is the punishment that goes over the face of the whole earth. The chariots and the vehicles of the angels is how the Lord is going to punish the earth. It's going to be his judgment, his punishment. It's going to be his weapons of war on how he punishes the earth. Keep reading.
For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off.
Everyone that what?
Stealeth shall be cut off.
Okay.
As on this side according to it.
Right.
And
now, who's the biggest thief on the earth?
The so-called white man.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Our oppressor. You understand? He's the biggest thief. So he's saying everyone that stealeth is going to be cut off, meaning that they're gonna be unalived. They're gonna lose their lives. You understand? But guess what else though? Anybody, what did Christ say to the Jews when he was teaching them and they were rejecting him? What did he say? He said, "You're what?" What did he call the Jews that fought against him and wanted to side with our oppressor? What did he call them?
The Gentiles.
Caucasar?
Vipers. Cursed.
Give me John 8:44, Caucasar.
Oh, okay.
All right. You hold what you got, Itazar.
It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil.
Yeah, right. You were of your father the devil. He said the people, the Israelites, you know what I'm saying, God's chosen people that was not believing on Christ, because at the time Christ didn't have no power. They didn't have a kingdom. What was the kingdom that ruled over Israel in the time that Christ was walking around on the earth? Itazar?
The
Romans, right? Our oppressor right now. The same people that's ruling right now. So when he says everyone that stealeth will be cut off, who is the biggest thief on the earth?
The Romans, which is the white man in today's time.
Our oppressor, right? He's a thief. You understand? And where did we learn to be thieves and to steal?
From the people that had us in captivity.
From our oppressor. He's our father. He's been our father for the last, I'm gonna say 400 years, but he's really been our father for thousands of years. He's been our father. He's been the one that we've taken our cues from, the one that we try to model and emulate. We seen him gain America through stealing, right? They just celebrated Thanksgiving, right? They just celebrated Thanksgiving. That's where the land belonged to the Native Indian, to our Hispanic brothers, and they stole it. And from stealing it, they gained an entire kingdom, an entire nation. But from that, we saw what? That he was able to get power through stealing. So we forsook our culture and our code of conduct, and we learned how to gain power from our oppressor. If you turn me down a little bit, Doc, I'm hearing some feedback. We learn how to gain power. I don't mean that much. You know what I'm saying? But we learn how to gain power from our oppressor. You understand? And this is what Christ came to rectify, because the power that has been given to our oppressor, it's deceptive for him. It's meaning that, you read in, I'm gonna paraphrase in Romans 9, it says that, he talked about Pharaoh, how I raised you up just to bring you down. You understand? But our people, we identify with power, but we think that power is in, weapons and switches and selling drugs to our people and pimping. You understand why? Because our oppressor is a whoremonger. You know what I'm saying? He prostitutes his women. This is why OnlyFans is one of the number one industries in the earth right now. That's prostitution. You understand? Prostituting women to gain financial wealth. Right? The porn industry, right? All of that. And so then when you ask a sister, why are you doing OF? What's her reasoning? She wants to be what? An independent woman, right? When brothers is out here, besides brothers selling narcotics, what's the next thing that our people are always out there doing? Scamming. We're scammers. We're doing credit card scams. We're doing, and guess what? We're not the only ones doing it, because you got the East Indians. They got a whole over there in East India. They have a whole network of scammers robbing people for millions, billions through bank scamming and running scams. And our people see these other nations that are thieves, and then we say, well, you got to get it how you live. The only problem is that it's gonna result in you being destroyed. You understand? So what the Lord is showing Zechariah is that the punishment that's coming to the entire earth for wickedness, because the scripture said that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. The punishment is going to be 200 million chariots of angels bringing destruction to the earth for the wickedness and what they've done to the earth, man. You understand? But the problem is that our people, if we're found doing what our oppressor is doing, when this day comes, we're going to be cut off too. We're going to be unalive too. And that's what the angel is trying to explain to Zechariah. Keep reading.
For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it.
Right, because not only are we thieves, but we're liars as well. Because a thief is a what? It's a liar. If you steal, if you lie, you'll steal. If you steal, you'll kill. You understand? Right? Finish reading that John 8:44 for me, Art.
Come on, concert. Year of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do.
Right. He steals, so now you want to steal. Right? He lies, now you want to lie. He kills, now you want to kill. I just seen a video today, man. It was a brother talking about, he was telling a story about how he seen a brother that he knew on the block on TikTok live and he had 20 racks on his chest. So he said him and his man was like, we about to go in there and get him, kick his door and go get him. And he had one of his mans in the house with the brother, acting like he was cool with him. Kicked the door, and he said he faked pistol with the brother that he knew, and then pulled out the hammers on him. And he was in the back. He was in a room with some females, and he was getting down or whatever. And he said he put the gun to his head and was like, he said, dude was standing firm, like I'm not coming up off of it. And he said his brother was like the brother he was hitting him with was like, I'm about to just take his head off. He said, dude and his mom was like, nah, we just trying to get the bread. We ain't, it was a robbery. We ain't trying to kill him. He was like, nah, I'm about to take his head off. So what the dude did was he shot the gun near his ear, and dude fell to the ground. Like he was like, oh, saw in the microwave, everything you want, saw in the microwave, and they went in there, and got him. But the point is that he went and robbed his own brother. You know what I'm saying? And then had a brother in the house with him, making him feel like that was his brother too, but he was part of the setup. That all of that, what you want to call it, all that betrayal, all that evil, and us treating each other that way, it's an evil thing to the Lord. Why? Because that's what Cain did to Abel, man. You understand? And Cain is the spirit of our oppressor. And God hates that. You know what I'm saying? God hates a slimy individual. God hates a snake. And that's what Christ called what Caucasar was saying. That's what Christ called the Pharisees and the Sadducees. He called them serpents, snakes. Why? Because even though you're a brother, even though you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you treat your brother the way that the oppressor treats all of us as a people. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, you're going to get the same fate that he gets. Keep reading.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
That's right, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord didn't create Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to be murderers. You understand? That's not what we were made to be, especially of each other. That's not why the Lord created you to go out here and be a stepper. You know what I'm saying? To slide on your brothers. It always astounds me how we always so quick to want to turn up on each other, but never have that energy towards an open enemy that hates all of us. We'll take on the hatred of the oppressor inside of us towards each other, but we'll never return that back to the oppressor. Though he'll get a pass. You know what I'm saying? Let Jimmy or Aiden walk through the hood. We're gonna ignore him. We either because we think he the police, or he just harmless, or he just a customer. But we will not let each other make it though. You scuff my Air Forces. You look at me for too long, right? We up in the if we up in the club or in the spot, and a brother's just being masculine, just being a man. Now because it's all these women up in the spot. Now you feel like you got to try. You got to prove something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's madness, and it's a curse. And if we operate under that, then the Lord's going to take us out too. You can finish reading your scripture, Art.
Con, verse 4. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him who sweareth falsely by my name.
What do we say now? Hey, say on God. Swear on God. Swear on God. That's what we do right now. And be lying. And we be lying on God. Lying. And the Lord ain't playing with that. You understand? And we'll say on God and slime our brother out. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to what's the dude from Making the Band? The dude from New Orleans. I think it was two of them, but the taller one. I can't think of his name right now. Young Chopper, I think. Chopper City or something like that. And he was talking about how he needed to come up on a bag, so he went and got some rabbit food and packed it up. He got a little bit of the weed and put it on top of the rabbit food and sold like a, like a brick to some brothers from Detroit. And I think he got them for like 15 grand. And he said, dude called him. He's like, hey, man, we know what you did. He was like, man, F y'all, and clicked on him. And just went and spent. They say he went to the strip club that night, spent the money, got high, all that, right? He said 3 years later, he said he was up in Detroit. He moving around with he said he had a little bad thing, a little, some fine shit in the car with him. And he said cars was just following him, hitting him for block, left turn, right turn, right turn. And he said that dude pulled up on him, man. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, hey, roll your window down. He was like, nah, for what? And he said he recognized him, like, then that's dude. And they pulled out and went off. He said he got hit in the ribs and in his ass and all that. And he drove and tried to get to the hospital, but crashed. And then the EMTs came and got him. He said 2 years later, or 2 or 5 years later, he said he synced the brothers in the club again in Atlanta. And he said his man's like, yo, that's such and such. He said he knew who it was. He's like, that's them brothers that shot me. But he said when he got shot, he knew he was wrong for what he did. And he said dude came over there and talked to him, was like, hey, bro, my bad for what happened, but that was my last 15. And I needed that. He said, I didn't recover for that for 3 years. But the problem is that they all was in a game that is just destroying each other anyway. But they had the conversation. He was like, man, my bad. He said, Chopper was like, all right, no sweat. He said he got up out of there. He said he still felt like it wasn't, because, they tried to take his life. And he said after that day, after he got shot, he stopped with all that. You know what I'm saying? He stopped even involved with himself. But the point is that we'll play these games with each other, and none of it gives us any power, man. Like, in order for me to have power, if I got to harm my brother and harm you, then what's the point, man? You understand? We become worthless to God. So that's why when the Lord gives his judgment on the earth through these chariots, through the angels, he's removing anything that is not, he's removing anything that's not going to, be able to thrive in the world to come. In the world to come, that's not going to be the thing. Us exploiting our women. You know what I'm saying? Letting our women, walk around, half naked in lingerie out in public. Letting our kids observe that kind of behavior, having our children to believe that, wearing weapons and going to war against your own people is something to aspire to. That's not that world. That world is about to end. You understand? Our oppressor built his world off of sliming other nations, off of sliming each other. You know that the U.S. government, they don't respect democracy. They don't respect voting. You know what they do if they feel like their president is not doing what they want? What do? Go ahead.
They send up like a I forgot what
they attempt to assassinate them. Just look up how many U.S. presidents have been assassinated. And then look up how many attempted assassinations. Ronald Reagan, Donald Trump. Our oppressor is violent and a sociopath. They don't believe in democracy. And guess what? They do that to each other, so you know what they do to other nations. Right now, they're trying to do regime change in Venezuela with President Maduro. They're bringing naval warships to his coast. Why? They're saying because fishermen are importing narcotics, when we know narcotics are brought in on what? Tankers and cargo ships. Right? What do they want to do? Regime change. Through what? Through force. Through force. They set up violent opposition within these South American countries to do regime changes. They're not doing democracy. They're manipulating the people and offering them power to be able to go against their brother, man. Because that's how they operate. But the Lord said this curse is gonna go over the face of the whole earth, man. Why? Because they swear falsely. And it's gonna do what? Read the rest of that. It's gonna consume what?
and it shall remain in the midst of the house, and shall consume it with timber thereof, and the stones thereof.
Meaning that it's gonna destroy everything that they built, everything that America has been built on, which is treachery and lies and deception, and and all these different governments. They're all gonna be destroyed. And the only way for you to be saved is for you to come into the truth. That's the only thing that's going to give you freedom. Because right now we're locked into the prison houses. not just in the penitentiaries and the private prisons, but the prison houses of our mind. You understand? So I hope did I answer your question, Art?
Come on, one come.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that flying roll is a chariot. It's the vehicle of the angels. You understand? Do you have any more questions?
La.
That was it. All right. Any questions in the chat?
Nah, sir, not so.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into our topic, man. If you have any questions, just go ahead and feel free to put in the chat, and we'll definitely address it. But the topic of this class is the truth will make you free. You understand? Truth is the frequency of freedom. You understand? It's the vibration and the frequency of freedom, man. It's the truth. If you're not dealing with the truth, then you're not really free. And like I say, the truth is the only thing that we should be giving our attention to. A lot of times we as a people, we like to be entertained, and the things that we entertain is lies. It's so much lies, you know what I'm saying, on the internet, social media, TV, that we don't realize that we've been made slaves to what, man? Slaves to different ideas and beliefs. Women are slaves to the idea that they should only, only one man should be with them. They're slaves to that. Men are slaves to the idea that women should be only be there to give them peace. You know what I'm saying? Men are slaves to that. And then so they go home and are upset at their women because the woman is not giving them peace. Well, I'm at war with the world. I want to come home to peace. Okay, if you're at war with the world and you're a Black Hispanic or Native Indian, man, what's your woman dealing with? She not at war too? Right. You understand? Oh, I get it. Because you ain't got no power and rulership over your enemies. You wanna dominate and rule over your woman to make you feel like you a man. You understand? That's now that's how red pill then came into effect, right? We're all this woman hating, men hating women. The Lord didn't create us to hate our women. You understand? He wanted us to love each other, man, to produce a nation. But because we don't know the truth, we become slaves to the ideas of our oppressor. And a lot of this stuff is all, like Commander Johnny Hanna say, a lot of this stuff is CIA. It's CIA operations. Like the what's that? The balloon pop contest. You got a line of men lined up with a woman, choosing, and then a line of women and a man popping and choosing based off of what? Ain't none of it based off the truth. It's based off of our personal desires. And that's the thing. If you want to be on the frequency of truth, you gotta remove yourself out the equation. The first thing you gotta understand is that everything that you've been taught is a lie. Everything that you've been taught is a lie. You have to be able to accept that. And if you can't acknowledge that, then you're not ready to be free. You know what I'm saying? The idea that a man should pay for everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't do 50-50. Like, what is that, a percent? What does that even mean? Who you think that our women was having these conversations in the 1920s, 1910s, and the 1800s about 50-50 when we was on plantations? I get 50% of the biscuit that the slave master threw to us, or 50% of the hog? Where was all these concepts at? But because we think we're free, now we feel like we can create our own standards. I'm not gonna tolerate and settle for less. So you telling me us as a people, as a nation, we haven't settled for less? Let me tell you something. If you're not on Christ's time and the kingdom of heaven and us ruling over our enemies, you're settling for less. If you're not about the covenant that the Lord gave Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to be the inheritors of the earth, then you're settling for less. The problem is that you want to try to gain a little bit of heaven while you in hell. That's the problem. You think that there's a heaven to be attained in hell. But let me tell you this. In order for that to happen, somebody got to get slimed out. Right? For these sisters to gain their heaven, what they got to do? They got to marry a man for what? His money. Not for his righteousness, not for his integrity. In order for you to get in order for you as a brother to get your desires, you got to marry for lack of a better word, a harlot, an unseemly woman, a promiscuous woman. And then you got to come out of pocket and pay for it to get what you want. That's not the frequency of truth, man. The truth is never, let me tell you something. The truth is never, let me give you a little clue on what the truth is. It's never about you. Moses had the truth. And Moses, none of his life was about him. It was about everybody else. Christ had the truth. His life was not about himself. Christ being perfect was to please the Most High and to give us an example, something to live by. When you're in the frequency of truth, you know how you'll know? Everything that you think about will be about other people, not you. If when you're calculating about how your life should go, or in a relationship how you should deal with somebody, if you're thinking about yourself, you're not in the frequency of truth. Give me the scripture where it says, let this mind that was in Christ be in us. Give me that. Find me that. And then Itazah, you give me John chapter 8, verse 31, Baba Kushar. If y'all have any questions, any comments, go ahead, feel free. You understand? I think we got a question in the chat, Art. You know what I'm saying? We can but find me that verse first, and then we'll get to that question. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you thinking about you, what you can gain out of something, you understand? Then you're not on the frequency of truth. You found it?
Okay.
What scripture is that?
Philippians 2:5.
Okay, go ahead. Let me get that.
It's the book of Philippians chapter 2 and verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahushua Mashiach.
What's the next verse? No, that's not what I'm looking for. Hold on. I'll get it for you. Salakia. But that's a good scripture too, though. You can go ahead and finish reading it, but that's not what I was looking for.
Okay, verse 6. Who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God.
What does that mean? Actually, I need Philippians 2 and 3. Okay. That's what I need. But we'll get. Let's just have the 2 and 3. We'll get to that later. I don't want to get off topic.
The book of Philippians.
Hold on. Is that what I'm looking for? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Book of Philippians chapter 2, verse 3. Let nothing be done through strife of vain glory.
Right. Like whatever you're trying to accomplish in your relationships, right? And whatever you're trying to like pursue, like, you know, your goals, it shouldn't be done through strife, through contention, through arguing. When I look on social media, all I see is like posts about people gonna hate on you, but you gotta just, you know what I mean, love the haters and move through the hate. It's like creating competition against your own people to try to get ahead. It's really that crab in a bucket mentality. Right. But we've never taken the time to understand that crabs are not born in barrels or in buckets. You understand? So being in a bucket or a barrel is a condition. And you would have had to have been placed in that condition to have that kind of mentality. You understand? Where I got to pull you down for me to come up. You dig what I'm saying? Right. Like the only way for us to have any kind of self-esteem or feel good about ourselves is by pulling somebody else down, or just how we would say is high-siding on somebody or stunting on somebody. In order for me to feel like I'm up, I got to make you feel low. That is not the spirit of Christ. And it says strife and what?
Or vainglory.
Or vainglory, right? I mean, Puffy is a perfect example of vainglory. While he was up, he had the glory. But now what is it worth? Sitting in the federal penitentiary is vain.
Right.
It don't mean nothing. You understand? But had you been around while he was on top, you'd have felt like he had what, the making of the band. He had Chopper City and them going to go run to Harlem and get cheesecakes, or whatever city they went to in New York to go walk and get cheesecakes. You were trying to attach yourself to Puff Daddy. Why? Because you felt like he had the power. And it's the same thing that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians do right now. You don't really like white people. You just know that they have access to the resources, so you're willing to bow down to gain those resources.
Right.
Because to you, the most important thing is generational wealth. It's to be having things, to have a 5-bedroom house, to be riding good, smoking good. So whatever that takes, whatever humiliation you have to go through, whatever integrity you have to lose, you're willing to pay that price. You can be bought. And that's vainglory. But what the Lord is saying is you should do nothing through strife and vainglory. All these like what is it, like the drill music, you know what I mean? Like the streets, and you rapping now and talking about who you didn't hit and how many hats you didn't collected, how many bodies you didn't dropped. To gain what? A name in the streets, a name in the industry. And what is the price of that? The price of that is the blood of your brothers. It's the blood of your people. You got to shed the blood of your people to gain power. Your father is the devil. That's what you was raised by. And his lust, you're fulfilling it. But our king said, let nothing be done through strife or vainglory. Go ahead.
Go on. But in lowliness of mind.
But in lowliness of mind. What is the lowliness of mind? Realizing that what the brother just brought out, the scripture he brought out about the chariots and the destruction that they're going to wreak on the earth, we all deserve death. We all deserve punishment. But we've been granted an opportunity to change our lives, to be spared from the judgment that's gonna wreak havoc upon this whole earth. We should have a lowliness of mind, being humble, right? Read.
Okay. Let each esteem other better than themselves.
Read that again.
But in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves.
Just read that part again. Let each.
Let each esteem other better than themselves.
Let each esteem others better than themselves. Think about when you see your brother. You ever seen that little video where the brothers they got an issue with each other? And like, man, I hope you have a wonderful and excellent day. I hope everything that you aspire to do and achieve, that you do it. Oh no, brother, I hope you have an excellent day. I hope, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What's that cologne you wearing, man? You smelling amazing, right? They battling each other by big upping each other. And it was like a joke. You know what I'm saying? I actually, you could get that. I don't know what that was. You know that clip? Yeah, we gonna get that, man. If Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if we did that as a people, that we looked at each other as better than ourselves, giving each other the credit, giving each other that brotherhood, that love, that esteem. Think about how we would operate as a nation. That the first thing on your mind is to look to compliment your brother, to give credit to, or to credit your sister. You know, a lot of times, man, sisters can't even take compliments from us now because all they think that we want to do is smash. We just trying to, like, you know what I mean? Like all we want from them is that P. And you know, we do want the P, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But we should be able to. I remember, like, back in the day, you could, you know, say something to a sister and compliment her, and it wasn't about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And really, if we did that more in a genuine way, I don't think our sisters will be so caught up in OnlyFans and dressing like prostitutes on the street, because all they're looking for is some affirmation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, you look beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, you looking real nice today. I like that dress. Those shoes are nice. Your hair is done nice. And then keep it moving. And she feels good. Like, man, okay, her esteem is built up. So now it's like, okay, I know that what I'm doing, how I put myself together, it, you know, I'm affirmed. But see, what you see right now is sisters, they're yearning for attention, and it's the wrong kind of attention. You know what I'm saying? And if sisters did that, if they would esteem each other as better than themselves, I don't mean that fake stuff, that fake, you know, where anything a sister do is okay, and you just confirming it. You know what I mean? I'm talking about having genuine love for each other. You got that video?
Come.
Go ahead, play that.
I hope your month is full of successful days and a lot of great ventures. I hope you just come up, brother.
I hope your whole fucking year is spectacular.
Oh, you hope my year is spectacular.
Yeah.
You got something you want to say to me?
You got something you want to say?
You smell great.
You smell great. What is that?
Burberry, what you got on?
I forgot.
Smells expensive.
It's just deodorant.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
We smelling good. Some smelling good brothers out
Yeah,
here.
you an awesome man, and I appreciate you.
You find yourself.
Yeah, we
too.
should go out, get drinks.
Go get drinks?
Yeah.
How many drinks?
2, 3,
3,
4,
5,
5,
6,
7,
8,
9,
10.
all of them.
On me?
It's on me. No, it's on me
It's on
now.
you?
Yeah, it's on me now. I hope you have a good.
Hey man, look, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's the right spirit. You know what I'm saying? Read that again. Let each what?
Come on, sir. Let each esteem other better than themselves.
That's the spirit. And really what you just saw, that's in the UPK. Go ahead, Art.
I was gonna say that's when the brothers in the UPK beef.
Yeah, that's what we do. We
Right.
it'll be a brother. No, he got it. If she's not gonna come into class, then just let her know. You know, we can get her next time on some, unless she wants some water or something. Just see what she need, and then we'll take care of it. But that's the spirit that's in the UPK, man. A brother have a crown on, a garment. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, see what she need first. If she's trying to come into class, or if not, just get her some water. Okay, Most High in Christ. How you doing, sis? All right. Just got class going on. Oh, to bring the yeah. Oh, thank you, sis. Appreciate you. You know, you can give it to him. 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 Sis, you need any water? Oh, we ain't got that. I mean, unless he got some change, we ain't got that. Salaki, but the water, sis, I appreciate you bringing those. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, he got you. Yeah, no sweat, sis. But yeah, so like, yeah, that's the spirit that's in the UPK, man. You understand? Is that we're gonna esteem each other as better than ourselves. You're not gonna be, you know, a brother gonna be like, hey man, that crown you got on, man, that's fly right there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I see your braids, I see what you want, I see what you're doing. You understand? And us doing that, it keeps the spirit of Christ moving through this school and this body. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
Come on, sir. Verse 4. Look not every man on his own things,
Right.
but every man also on the things of others.
Right. Like your main focus, like this sister right here, you know what I mean? She came up, we, you know, every Sunday we grill in front of the school, and, you know, because in Killeen right now, you know, due to Trump's policies, a lot of the food banks, the shelters, they've shut down. So now the population of the homeless has increased. So every Sunday, you know, Commander General Yohana, he's feeding the people out here in Killeen, Texas. We're grilling and we're, you know, serving, you know, food, chicken, hot dogs, things of that nature to the people. And the sister came by, you know, she comes by every Sunday and she, you know, speaks to us and everything. And we gave her some food yesterday. And she was like, you know, hey, do y'all need some supplies? Do y'all, you know, because I got some paper towels and baby wipes, and I want to bring it over to the school. I was like, yeah, sis, yeah, definitely. We appreciate that. And you know what? She didn't swear falsely.
Right.
She kept her word. So she came to the school and brought us the things that we need. Now think about that. We gave her, we thought about her, and we were able to feed her. And then in turn, she thought about us.
Right.
And what we needed. And if we operate like that as a nation, then what does that mean? We're taking care of each other. She didn't have a lot, and we don't even have, we're not rich over here at the school. You know what I'm saying? We don't have all, you know, funds, infinite funds, but what we do have, we want to be able to give that to our people, to help our people. And she definitely doesn't have a lot, but what she had, she provided and she gave that. And the Lord is going to remember that.
Right.
The Lord's going to remember that she sought to help the prophets, man, the prophets of God. That's going to be marked. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be marked. And the angels see that. You dig what I'm saying? But we got to esteem each other. Read that again, and then we're gonna move on.
Come on, sir. Book of Philippians chapter 2, verse 4. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others.
Right.
Verse 5. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Mashiach Yahushua.
Right. That was in Christ Jesus, man. In Hamashiach Yahushua. That was the mind in Christ. His mind was on everybody else, not on himself. And that's the frequency of truth. And you can't be free unless you operate on the frequency of truth, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless your mind is on the things of others and not yourself. You can't serve the Most High. You can't serve Christ if all you're thinking about is you, what you need, what you ain't getting. You understand? This life that we live, we've lived this life for the majority of our lives trying to get something for ourselves. When really what the Most High wants is for every person to be thinking about the person next to them, the person that's in need. And if we all think that way, then we're not going to lack anything. You understand? But what's the brother's question, Salagi?
Okay, he had 2 questions. So the first one is, what is the requirements for being a priest? Just keeping the law, teaching others to keep the law, and brotherhood?
I mean, the requirements, it depends. I mean, if he means being a priest today, the requirements for being a priest under Moses, under the Levitical priesthood, was that your father had to be a priest. You know what I'm saying? That's why Christ said flesh and blood can't inherit the kingdom. Meaning that just because you're an Israelite, if you're a Black or Hispanic Native Indian, you're an Israelite. But flesh and blood can't inherit the kingdom, meaning that you don't just get the right to the kingdom because you're an Israelite. You understand? When Adam was in the garden, all of his sons, had he kept kept what the Lord gave him, all of his sons would have just had the kingdom because they was a son of Adam. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
You, by being a son of Adam, you were a son of God. But flesh and blood can't inherit the kingdom. And in terms of the priesthood, the only way for you to be able to be a priest, because of what Eleazar did, when the Lord put a plague on Israel, and Eleazar, after he stopped the plague with the censer, he cut off. It said he cut off the dead from the living, because the plague had bodies just dropping. Like, imagine COVID-19, but it was killing you like in 3 minutes. And he saw the bodies dropping, and he got a censer and ran with the censer with the incense, and ran and made a division between the living and the dead, so the angel couldn't move past and keep killing everybody. And the Lord saw that, and then after the plague stopped, some nigga walk into the congregation with a Chinese woman. Or the Chinese, they make good food, know how to rub my feet. They know how to treat a man. A Moabite woman. Eleazar saw that, took a spear and started chasing him. And the dude ran, and the girl ran with him. And she was in front of him, and he was behind her, and he threw that spear, and it went through him and went through her, and they dropped dead. And the Lord was like, okay. It said that the Lord counted that as righteousness, that level of zeal. Like, how you gonna come in here and violate the Lord again when we just got done stopping the plague? And because of that, the Lord gave them the priesthood. You understand? Put Eleazar and all his sons under Aaron. He gave them the attendance to the altar and to the holy things. You dig what I'm saying? So now, because you were a son of Eleazar, son of Aaron, now you had the priesthood. But this priesthood under the order of Melchizedek, which is the order of Christ, is through oath. That's the requirement. You come into this priesthood by oath now. But if you break your oath, you won't be a priest. So you ask them what the requirements are. The requirements is that, as long as you're an Israelite and you have, you come into this by oath under Christ, that's the, it's to do the things that Christ said to do. That's the requirements. Whatever Christ commanded. That's the order of Melchizedek. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be technical about it, like, what I got to do, because, keeping the commandments is like the basics. That's what every Israelite has to do. Like, you don't get a pat on the back for keeping the commandments. Doing the commandments is what you're supposed to do if you're a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. That's your job. That's like, you're supposed to get up and take a shower and brush your teeth every day, right? If you go use the bathroom, you're supposed to wipe your behind with some toilet paper, right? Right? You're supposed to, if your kids is hungry, you're supposed to feed them, right?
Right.
Like, it's basic. But beyond that, it's the spirit of Christ. It's the love for your brother. Beyond that, if you want to being a priest is having the mindset that you're there to serve the people. You understand? Your job is to be in the service of others. The scripture says that a priest's lips should keep knowledge and to be able to teach the people to discern between the clean and the unclean. You understand? Between good and evil, to give them that understanding. So, that's how I would answer that. You said it was another question?
Come. You say, can you break down Matthew 5:22? Throw out the other one.
No sweat.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Right, because okay, let me ask you. Let me ask the brother who asked the question. Being angry at your brother without cause. Okay, what spirit is that? If he's still, I don't know if he's still in the class, but I'm gonna ask you, Ictazal, what spirit is that? Being angry at your brother without a cause.
Cain.
That's a fact. Well, let's go there. Let's read it. Actually, yeah, let's go there. I think that's Genesis. What is that? Genesis 4?
4.
Let's go there. That's an excellent answer too, Art. Let's start at verse. Let's start at hold on one second. Let's go ahead and start with verse 3. Let me see what verse 3 say. Yeah, let's read verse 3.
Book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 3. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord.
Okay, so Cain, in the process of time, you know what I'm saying, Adam had taught his sons that you have to bring offerings to the Lord, right? But Cain went and brought the fruit of the ground. So like, vegetables, corn, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature, grains, right? Keep reading.
Verse 4, and Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock. And of the fat thereof.
Right. So Abel brought a priest offering. Because what Abel did right here is what the priest did under Moses. They brought because what they had to shed blood to give their offerings to the Lord. So he did the thing that the Lord wanted, which was the firstlings of his flock. He took the best out of his flock and the thing that was the most precious to him, and then gave the best part of that land, which was the fat. You understand? And the Lord was like, that's what I want. You understand? Keep reading.
And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
So basically, the Lord gave respect to Abel. So when Abel did what he did, the Lord was like, good job. Good job. Most High in Christ. Good job. But with Cain, it was like, nah, that ain't it. Right? So now, keep reading.
Verse 5, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect.
So the Lord didn't respect what Cain did. Because why? It wasn't what he wanted. What Abel did was what he wanted. All right? So now, let's keep reading.
And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
Countenance is like his facial expression, meaning that, you know how you see somebody come in the room and it's like they got that look on their face, like that negative energy, right? So who is Cain mad at? Who is he mad at?
His brother.
No. Who is he mad at?
He mad at the Lord.
He mad at God, bro. He mad at God because had God shown him respect, would he be mad at Abel? Nah. But in Cain's mind, what was God doing? Think about it. Just keep it simple. Think about when you in the house with your brothers and sisters, and your father or mother tell one of your siblings good job and not you. What do you feel like your parents are doing? In your ignorance. Come on, Caucasar. I don't got all day.
Rhyme said showing favoritism.
Playing, yes, that give her a hand. That's exactly what it is. Playing favorites. You understand? Playing favorites. That's how you feel. But why do you feel? Why do you think that way? Why do you say, dang, you daddy's favorite, you mama's favorite? Why would you say that? Come on, talk to me.
Because you're jealous.
Right. And you're right, you're jealous. But where does that come from?
Hate for your brother.
Yes, but that's okay. Let me tell you, I'm just gonna give it to y'all for time's sake. A child, go ahead.
It come out of hate. It's not.
Yeah, but that's not really what it is. At the core of it, what it is that it's the same thing like with I ain't even gonna go there. When there's an expectation on you, right? And you don't want to meet that expectation, that's because you don't respect your parents. Like if you have a kid that the parents say, hey, make sure the kitchen is clean, the room is clean, mow the lawn, right? And you got a kid that tries to get all that done to please their parent. And then they do that thing and the parent gives them the credit and the respect and rewards them. And you are not trying to do that thing, or you do it halfway. You understand? Or you don't do it at all. You don't want to please your parent. So you hate your brother because they have the desire to please their father or their mother. You understand? You don't even love your parents. So you're definitely not going to love your brother or sister who's trying to please their parents and love their parents. Because and really what it means is like you're not even really family. Because if you were family, you will be about the family. And the family starts with the parents at the head. What they're trying to do and get done and maintain, you will be trying to maintain the same thing. But really what it's about is selfishness. You don't care about what your parents want because you only care about what?
What you want.
So please speak into the mic louder.
Or what you want.
Exactly. Speaking to the mic. Yeah. It's about you. And when it's about you and when you're selfish, then yeah, you're going to hate your brother. But you hate your brother because who do you really hate?
Yourself.
No.
Yep.
You hate God, bro. He was mad at God, so he took it out on his brother, man. Because why? His brother was doing the right thing. And instead of saying, because look, you get a bad grade, right? Say you got a brother or sister and y'all go to school and your report card is C's and D's. And then your brother's report card is A's. What can you do? Go to your brother and like, hey, bro, I'm struggling. I need help.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, can you help me and show me how to do this so I can get what you got going on? You would go to try to learn from your brother to do the work that he's doing. But instead you say, man, F him, bro. They over here choosing him and not choosing me. Let me tell y'all a little, I'm about to be transparent. When I was a kid, I was like 6 years old reading this story. I got mad at God. I sided with Cain. I know this sounds crazy. I sided with Cain. When I read that story, I was like, why wouldn't you choose Cain's and make him feel good like how you made Abel feel good? Why you ain't want what Cain gave you? That's messed up. That's what I said as a kid reading that. And it was evil. And really it just showed the spirit that I had. Because a person that doesn't want to put the work in, why should they get rewarded? You know who else thinks that way? Our oppressor. He wants to be evil and still get the reward. And as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, as the children of God, you should never think that way. If you're not putting in the work, don't expect anything. You don't deserve something because you have a title. A lot of times, wives feel like they should be getting rewarded just because they're wives. You should be putting the work in. Men, husbands, you think your wife should just be rewarding you and you're not putting any work in? I'm your Ottawa. That you don't get a reward for no work. That's a lazy way of thinking. That you should just expect. I expect to get all this, or I do this, so you should do this for me. That's an evil way of thinking. It's an evil way of thinking. You should meet the standard, and not just one time.
Right.
You should be consistently meeting the standard, and then, you'll get what's coming to you. That's why the Bible says that. I'm paraphrasing. You shouldn't praise you. The praise that you receive shouldn't be from your own lips. It shouldn't be you having to say, "I do this, I do that, and I do this." It should be somebody else saying that about you,
right?
Not you. If you're the one that's grading your paper, I guarantee it's not an A. Like, you ever you ever hear how they go on the streets and be like, "Hey, how do you rate yourself?" "Oh, I'm a 10. Right. I'm a 100. I'm a 20." Then they go and say, "Okay," and they ask somebody else, "Hey, how do you rate her?" Right. 2, 3. Because you know why? That's called objective reality. The way that you see yourself is usually 9 times out of 10 never the way that other people see you. That's why I'm gonna be real with you. I got this from Gentleman Hyman. He told me that if I wanted to be rooted in maturity, that I should believe what other people say about me more than my own thoughts about how I see myself. And that was a shocker. Because how are we raised in this culture to think, look, man, I don't care what nobody say about me. I believe in me, and whatever I think about myself, that's what it is. When in reality, perception is reality. The way that other people perceive you, that's the reality. And you should take heed to how people see you. If people say, you're kind of lazy, you're not really motivated. "Why you hurting my feelings? I need encouragement." Be quiet. You're just lazy, and you want people to talk to you nice, even though you're lazy. And that's fine. But you shouldn't expect flowers when you haven't been in the field.
Right.
You haven't been in the kitchen. You haven't been doing anything, and you want flowers. No. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. If you had the mind frame of consistently putting your mind on other people than yourself, you would never even be looking for the credit. But guess what? One day, here comes the commendation. Here comes the credit. Here comes the respect, because you weren't even looking for it. Your mind was about getting to the work. And Cain, that's our oppressor. He wants to gain he wants the respect, but he's a murderer. He's a thief. He's a killer. He's a liar. And he still wants the respect of everybody else. And then if he doesn't get it, he cries about it. Now all of a sudden he's the victim after he's victimized so many people. That's a victim mentality. Putting in no work. 400 years of slave labor. You put in no work outside of harming and innocent natives and Negroes and Hispanics. You put in no work and you shed blood, and now you want the America to be great. Yeah, you're great. You're great at massacres. You're great at sexual assaults. You're great at unaliving populations. You're great at stealing ideas and creating a patent office and stealing ideas and inventions. You're great at that. And if that's what made America great, then yeah, we can talk about that. But as far as you being great in terms of like civilization and being kind and compassionate, you're not that. And the proof is that you have voted for a president that's in office right now that says, let's make America great. And his first task is to do what? Send ICE agents after hardworking, great Hispanics.
Right.
So yeah, Cain, this was his spirit. Keep reading.
Khan, verse 5. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
Keep reading.
Verse 6. And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth?
Right, the Lord, the Most High is like, why are you angry? What you angry about? Because you know why? A lot of people, they want to do the thing that's not been asked. It's like the Christian church. When these Christians find out that when Christ shows up and says all that tambourine, Holy Ghost talking, jumping around the church, when they find out that that's not what he wanted, they're going to be angry. I can show it to you in the scriptures, and they're going to say, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name? Did we not do this? Did we not do that?
Right.
And Christ is going to say, depart from me, ye who work iniquity. Because why? They have deceived themselves. You have sisters like that. Their husbands want certain things from them, and they want to give their husband what they want to give them. The husband wants this, and they do the opposite. And now let them get another wife, and that wife is doing the thing that he asked for. And so now maybe he spent a little bit more time over there because she's doing the thing that he asked for. Oh, you're not treating us equally. Well, what do you mean? I'm not leaving you, but you're doing what you want to do, not what I asked you to do. That's how the Lord feels about us as a nation. Christianity and all these different religions. We want to worship God how we want, not by what he asked for. And this is what you see right here with the Lord. He wanted what Abel gave. Cain wanted to give the Lord what he wanted to give him, and for the Lord to be okay with it. That's how you know you have a woman who needs some help and assistance. She needs some counsel and some guidance in brothers, in the school. You got a man that's over you, and he's asking you to do certain things, and you doing how you want to do it, not the way he gave you the order to do it. Christians want to give Christ and the Most High praise and dance worship.
Right.
The Lord said, stop eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, and you want to dance in the church.
If I could, sir.
Go ahead.
That's crazy because the Christian church, they'll, like you said, they'll do they'll serve the Lord how they want to serve the Lord, and then they'll battle the ones that's actually meeting the standard.
Right. Because and why? Because they hate the one that's doing the righteous deed.
Right.
I think it's in 1 John where it says, and why did Cain hate Abel? Because his deeds were what? Righteous. The Bible says that a wicked woman envies a righteous woman. That's why you got a lot of these sisters in the world who mad at the sisters in the school that they're sharing a man. Oh, y'all dumb. You playing the fool. You playing boo-boo the fool. You so stupid. But these women are getting selected and picked because they're rubies. They're righteous. They're righteous. They take correction from their husband. They know their position. You understand? Salakia. Keep reading.
Verse 6, and the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why are and
we
why
already read that out. Keep going. You keep reading the same thing over again.
I ain't finished it all the way through.
The count is falling. We read 3 times.
Salakia. Verse 7, if thou doest well, shalt thou not accept?
Shall thou not be accepted?
Shall thou not be accepted?
Right. The Most High is telling Cain, if you do the right thing, won't you be accepted? Won't you get approval? Right. Keep reading.
And if thou do it well.
If thou doest not well. See, when you're not doing well, you're going to get checked and corrected for that because you're not putting all your effort into it. You're being lazy. You're not focused. So you don't expect to be able to hand over like you ever seen them videos where the sister go hand a plate like it'd be like a hot dog or something like that. The brother's like, man, hey man, where the smothered chicken at with the rice and the vegetables and a tall glass of Kool-Aid, right? You better go ahead and eat this. It'll be a hot dog on some Wonder Bread. The hot dog is boiled. It's not even seared like on the pan. It's boiled on some Wonder Bread with some Dorito chips, and she handed it to him after work. I mean, take this back. I don't want this. I be seeing videos of brothers complain about when they get home from a hard day work, and the sister just hand them any old thing, or she ain't cook at all. She say, "Well, order some Uber Eats." I ain't cooking. I've been working all day. Doing what? I mean, laundry. If you do good, won't you be accepted? If you do the right thing, if you're doing the right thing, you're going to get approval. Keep reading.
If thou do it well, shalt thou not be accepted?
Right.
And if thou do it not well, Sin lied at the door.
Now that sin lies at the door? What is that? Somebody tell me what that is. If you don't do the right thing, right? What's lying at the door?
Destruction.
No. I mean, eventually, but no, that's not what that means. Gargazar, what's sin lying at the door? Anybody in the chat? What does that mean? And then if you do not well, sin lies at the door. Go ahead.
Judgment.
Sin is judgment. Read the rest of it, so and maybe it'll help you out. Anybody in the chat? What is sin lying at the door? Go ahead.
And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
Okay, what does that mean? It says, and unto thee shall be his desire. Who's the his?
Your flesh.
No, it's the demon. Sin lying at the door is the demon in your mind. When you hear the thing that you're supposed to do, right, and you get the correction, the checking, you have a choice. It's a voice in your head. One voice is going to say, take the correction and make the change. Another voice is going to justify your evil behavior. You know what I'm saying? You're going to make excuses about why your behavior is so bad. You know what I'm saying? Hey, brother, look, man, that's just how I talk. You know what I mean? Hey, Salakia, that's not how you speak to brothers. That's just how I talk. That's how I communicate. You know, I mean, maybe you just too tender about things. You know, you should keep hard up. Keep it hardcore. What? Right? Or a sister, your husband corrects you. I'm just a woman. It's just my emotions. This is how I am. I can't help it. That's a demon. And you want the Lord to approve your demon. No. A demon lies at the door. The door of what? The door of your mind. That's why it's just best to take the checking and move on. Take the correction and make the change and move on. Don't even really apologize. Just correct the behavior. And the Lord's confronting Cain about this. Keep reading.
Verse 8, and Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field.
You know what Cain did? Cain didn't listen to what the Lord said. He didn't say, you know what the Lord said, if I do good, I'll be accepted. So let me make sure I get it right the next time. Let me make sure I don't make the same mistake twice. Let me focus on that. Let me focus on the fact that I'm not doing the right thing instead of blaming somebody else for my inadequacies. I need to change. People always want somebody else to change, and they don't want to change. And then when you confront them about not changing, they want to, demons cry too. That's what Captain Kahan said. Demons cry too. Tears don't make you right. You know what I'm saying? And because he didn't want to make, and because we don't want to make those changes, the demon now becomes the voice that guides us. And now we have to blame somebody else for how we feel. And the only way to feel better is to what? Get rid of the person that's making me feel bad. And you know how we do that? We sabotage our relationships. You have a man in your life that's correcting you and checking you, or you have a sister in your life that is telling you you need to come to the school, and that's not how you should talk to women. And maybe let's go to marriage counsel, let's go to counsel. And you like, nah, I ain't finna go to counsel. I ain't got to go to counsel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You thinking you righteous for that? No, it's a demon in your head, sir. Brother, it's a demon in your mind. Since it's a demon in your mind, you got to take the correction. Sisters, you can take your husbands to counsel. Now, a marriage counsel, he don't have to do it. That's optional to him. But if you feel like he don't want to take you to if he said, I don't want to take you to marriage, I don't want to go to marriage counsel, then take him to a trespass counsel. Take him to counsel. And let everything get brought out to the light. And if you're wrong, take the correction. If he's wrong, he need to take the correction. And in most instances, both of y'all going to have an issue that's getting pointed out. But what you should not do is leave off with that demon in your head telling you what, you know what, forget him. He don't know, you know what I'm saying? He don't know what he's talking about. He the Lord didn't choose him for you. Go ahead and leave him. Or just give him hell. Or you say, I'm putting her away, man. This bitch just don't listen. I'm gonna give me another rib. Nah. Sis, it's your job to love that man, to respect that man. If he's out of order, or if you feel like he's doing something that's not correct, then bring it before the judges, bring it before the men of the Lord. Brother, if that sister's not doing the right thing, it's your job to teach her, to guide her. And if she ain't trying to hear you, then take her to counsel. And let the men of the Lord judge the situation. But don't let the demon give you the instruction on how to deal with your woman or how to deal with your man out of your feelings. Because then you're going to end up trying to kill the relationship, try to murder the relationship. Now you try to convince yourself about why this ain't going to work. And, you know, I just got to go off and do my own thing. Now you adding sin to sin. Right? Keep reading.
That Cain rose up against Abel, his brother.
Yeah, because now the demon, they convinced him that Cain ain't the problem. His brother's the problem. And what is that? That's hatred. And it's perpetual. You know why it's perpetual? Because you're never dealing with your issues. All your problems are based on what's outside of you, not what's in you. And if you can confront you and change you, then everything can change. But if you're waiting for your circumstances outside of you to change and you're not changing, you still, you know, for all this time, it's like, well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. That ain't what I want. Well, then, you know, that, I mean, you think Christ wanted to go and die? Christ didn't want that. But without Christ doing that, how can we change our lives? So sometimes you got to do the thing you don't want to do to get the change that you want. All right. And what happened? He said he slew him, right?
And slew him.
And slew him, man. And slew him. Where was he at before this? What scripture was he on?
Matthew 5:22. That was the question.
Right. Let's get back to that. So when it says, but I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without cause shall be in danger of the judgment. What that means is that the Bible says that you can't hold a grudge in your heart against your brother. So to be angry without cause, that's the spirit of the white man. He has a perpetual hatred. Why? He hates us without a cause. We've been slaves to him. We built his kingdom. We joined his armies. Right? We take his abuse and we still ask to, for him to love us and to forgive, and we forgive him, and what he hates us for it. Because it's without cause. And that's why he's going to receive his judgment from the Lord. So you can't take on that spirit and hate your brother without cause. If you angry at your brother and you don't know the reason why, that's a demon. And you should check yourself. Keep reading.
Book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22.
You was reading, or was Cargazar reading it? Go ahead, read Cargazar. I like you.
Go. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Right.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council.
Right. Basically saying, like, I believe Rakah means worthless, right? Like basically saying, like, you ain't shit. Nigga, you ain't shit. If let me hear a brother say that to a brother in the school. You in danger of the council, meaning that you're gonna get brought to council.
Right.
And you're not okay. In what universal world would you be able to say that to a brother and have a justified reason to say it? You better have a justified reason. And what is the danger of the council? Meaning that you're gonna get removed from the school. Sisters, if you are talking about a sister and saying, man, she ain't shit, and talking crazily and calling a sister worthless, let me hear about it. Let somebody in the camp leaders hear about it. Let a sister come and come and let it be known that she's being talked about in a way that's unsisterly. You're in danger of the council, being removed from the school, because that spirit is not going to reside here. We deal with things through protocol. If your brother offends you, if your sister offends you, go to he or she alone. and trying to gain them, try to get it worked out. If they don't hear you, take it before the men of the Lord, that every word might be established. That's the process. But what you over here angry without a cause? You over here offended and you ain't said nothing. There ain't no reason for you to be offended. And you ain't went to your brother. You in danger of the judgment. Because why? You have the spirit of Cain, like the priest said. Keep reading.
Oh God. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
Yeah. Now, that's just meaning that, what I'm saying, like, you know what that is. You know what that is. You know what the hellfire is. Hell is a condition. And the fire is, you know what that is. Watch your words, watch your mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's like when you up in the club and brothers get to going and then the hellfire come out. You understand? Danger to hellfire means is that you might get put in a bad condition. You say the wrong thing and a brother like Nehemiah put hands on you. You know what I'm saying? And you taking shots. You know what I mean? So, and that's the same thing with your woman too. Don't talk to your woman all crazy and stuff and say, you might wake up. I mean, she shouldn't do it. God forbid she do it. But you know what they used to do? A hot pot of grits. Right. That's hellfire. You know what I'm saying? Or cracking you over the head with a skillet. Right? We have to, the whole point is that don't let animosity and anger build up in you to where you end up saying something that you can't really take back. Or you just end up saying the wrong thing that makes a person respond in a way that you don't want to see that side of them. You know what I mean? Because read the next verse, what it say?
Go verse 23. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there remembers that thy brother hath aught against thee.
Right. If you go to bring your gift to the Lord, to the altar, you know what I'm saying? And you realize I got an issue with my brother or my sister, read.
Verse 24. Leave thy gift before the altar and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother.
What's the Lord showing you? Don't come bringing me nothing if you got beef with your brother or your sister. Get that worked out before you come and trying to bring me something. Because what does the Lord care about? Our relationships with each other, conflict resolution. The Lord doesn't want strife in his house, between his family, between brothers and sisters. If we got a problem with one another, we have to deal with that first. That means that we love the Lord. Because why? That was his command, for us to be able to deal with each other in a way where we have respect for each other. That's the truth. You understand? And the problem is that why are we locked up in prison? Why are we locked up in prison houses? Is it because we're going to war with the white man? Is it from taking white people's lives and selling them drugs? No. It's because we're not able to deal with each other. We sell drugs to who? Each other. We shoot who? Each other. That brother Trouble in Atlanta, he was laying with another man's woman. That brother came to the house, kicked the door in, and shot Trouble. So he took that brother Trouble's life, and then now he's serving a life sentence for killing Trouble. It's Cain and Abel. But had he had love for his brother, right? I'm not finna lay with this woman, and I know she got a man. I'm not even finna provoke a brother like that. Sis, you got a man? It's complicated. Well, it ain't complicated for me. Right. 2 + 2 is 4, and I'm out the door. You know what I'm saying? It's not complicated. But you know what is complicated? When you up in her bed, he got a key to the house still. You know what I'm saying? That was complicated. Because now what are you thinking? I don't want to lose my life. But guess what? I guess how he feeling. Who's this nigga laying with my woman? And you know what the problem is? We'll call that brother tender, right? We'll say, oh, he weak behind a woman. But really, brother, you effeminate for laying with his woman. You really a homosexual on the low. Because why you want to be up in some box that belong to somebody else? So now we both, that's why I said the brother that's delicate and tender, he'll have an evil eye towards his brother. When you emotional and tender and delicate, You quick to want to take a brother life because you're emotional, because you're really soft. But a man that's hardcore, a man of integrity, who has the spirit of God, he's not even going to put himself in that situation because he's not thinking with his rod. He's thinking according to the commandments and in brotherhood. And that's what we got to get to our people. Let our minds be on others. When you got brotherhood and you ask that sister, sis, you got a man? You dealing with somebody? Why are you saying that? For her or for your brother? Meaning that you got respect for a brother you never even met.
Right.
You understand? You're not even trying to have a brother be angry with you for a cause. I'm not even going to put myself in that position, man. Sis, you get that worked out. You know what I'm saying? You get that worked out. I wish you the best. You know what I mean? So the Lord wants us to be reconciled to each other before we give anything to him. The Lord ain't fake. He's real. And he wants you to be real. Because a lot of us out here are fake. We're fake. We're not real. And that's what this is right here. This is being real. You know what? Before I go and try to hide the Lord, let me go. It's almost like you trying to go talk to your camp leader and you beefing with a brother in your camp. I mean, I ain't really messing with him, but hey, Shalom with us, sir, what's going down? Man, go deal with that situation. You know what I'm saying? You mad at your outer one. You know what I'm saying? And then so when you see his other rib, now you got a problem with her. You not real. You fake. Oh, he over there giving her all that attention, but he ain't dealing with our situation. Have you talked to him about it? And if he didn't hear you, are you taking him to counsel? Nah, because you think the way to handle things is for you to be cruel and evil to him, and then cruel and evil to her or them. If he got more than two, you're not real. You're not real. And that's why we're not free, because we're not dealing with the frequency of truth, man. Keep reading.
It's like, sir, sister had a question on this.
Go ahead.
She said, in context, what is the gift?
Well, a gift is whatever you want to contribute, like above tithes. A tithe is a commandment, right? You know, we talk about that free will offering. It's a gift. It's not mandatory. It's whatever, like, it's like, you got, okay, it's sisters in my zone. They'll come and, when class is getting taught or whatever like that, we don't say, hey, bring food. Right. But they come and bring a gift. They bring food to feed the brothers and the sisters that's in class. Nobody commanded them to do it. They offer it as a gift. And it's love. You know what I'm saying? Because in feeding, like, you can't give nothing to the Lord directly. The God is a spirit. What he need with some chicken? You know what I'm saying? What he gonna do with a hot dog? What's he gonna do with money? When you give to your brother, your sister, you're giving to the Lord. You're giving to the Most High. That's the gift, right? But it could just be like, when people put money into and donate to the school for the work of the school. The Lord's saying, if you got a problem with your brother or sister, don't give that. Hold on to it, and because what's the better gift? You gaining your brother, your sister. You reconciling with your family. You know what I'm saying? Any good father, like, say you decided that you want to give a gift to your mother or to your father, but you had a problem with your brother, your sister in the house, and y'all was arguing. What do you think that your parents would want? The gift that you buy them, or for you to make peace with your brother and your sister? What would good parents want more than anything? For you to reconcile with your brother and your sister. Then when you give them the gift, it makes them feel good. Why? Because the family is whole. But you can't bribe the Lord, right? I got a problem with Caucasi, but I'm giving into the school every month. See, Lord, you see how I'm giving, but me and you got an issue. The Lord don't want it, because it's like, okay, why am I'm giving it to him, but I'm not doing what he said about getting right with my brother. That's the point. This is why the Lord said he hated our sacrifices, because we're sacrificing these things, but we're not doing what he said to do, and we're not having conflict resolution with each other as a family. The Lord is not fake. He wants what's real. All right. But I hope that answered the question. Was there any more on that? On 25 or anything? No, yeah, not yeah.
Okay,
You can
that's
move on
it.
from that. What that devil talking about?
He's trying to get some attention.
What he saying though?
He's saying everything bad is Whitey's fault.
That's I mean, hey, look, even a broke clock is right twice a day.
Right.
The devil can say the truth. You know what I'm saying? You can speak the truth. You know what I mean? He's still lying. You're still a liar, but you said that's right. Because look, he lying. He don't mean what he say, but it's the truth. What else he say?
He just said Edom holding you down.
Nah, Edom ain't holding us down. Edom is not holding us down. The thing that's holding us down is us not having love for each other and having love for our oppressor. That's what holds us down is giving you energy. You know what I'm saying? You're not real. You don't even exist really. You're just like an NPC. You don't even really exist. You're the fact that you're even on here commenting shows that your life is empty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're like an AI or something. You know what I mean? Like you don't exist. The world was made for our sakes. The world was made for Israel. You know what I'm saying? You guys were just created to serve us. But because we gave you energy, we acted like you mattered, then the Lord let you rule over us. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, give me that. Give me 2nd Esdras and 6. And then Itazar, you give me 1st Judges chapter 3 the book of Judges chapter 3 verse 1. These other nations, they're nothing. And then also pull up that too, where the Lord said that they were nothing in Isaiah. I want to say it's like 45 or 40. I think it's 40 and 17. Isaiah 40 and 17. Let me just make sure. But yeah, you guys don't even exist, man. You guys are really you have no souls. The Lord gave the breath of life, you know what I'm saying, to the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? We're the sons of God. You're just, the children of men. You understand? You're NPCs, you're non-playable characters. And your story only begins when we talk to you, when we deal with you. That's it. Otherwise, you don't matter. You know what I mean? Let's see. So it's crazy because it's almost like there was a movie with what's that dude? I think he's Bruce Willis. But in the movie, it was like the people would sit at home and they had like robot bodies that would go out into the world, but they would control it like through remote from home. But they'd get fat eating chips, you know what I'm saying? But they're getting these bodies and move around. And that's what happened when we began to have interracial relationships and deal with these other nations, is that we gave something that was dead and not alive, we gave it life. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's like the Matrix, like you're buying into something that's not real. There's nothing real about them. That's why think about it. Why the majority of serial killers are of that ethnicity. Like the things that they do, like where they'll unalive somebody and wear their skin, or they'll go and unalive somebody and chop them up and put them in their fridge and eat them all week, right? Or they'll have like bodies of girls buried up under their, like John Wayne Gacy and all these different. If you look at them, why would they do stuff like that? It's because they're not real. They're not alive, right? When they played that video of Megyn Kelly, when she was talking about how when they were talking about them shooting missiles at the Venezuelan fishermen, and she said, I want to see more of the missiles hitting them and more missiles and like their bodies getting destroyed and their limbs being exploding. And this is a white woman saying this. Right. Typically, women are supposed to have be the nurturers and have the compassion, but she wanted to see blood and to see bodies being torn apart. It's because they're not alive. You understand? It's like a vampire. A vampire, he can't look in the mirror because there's no image, because he doesn't exist. That's why he has to act. He has to be invited in. You have to even the term, you're not invited to the cookout, right? Y'all remember the movie Sinners?
concert.
They were asking permission to come in. How come y'all don't love us? We can't all just get along, right? We can't come in and be with y'all. They need us to feed off of us. And when we separate ourselves from them and be like, nah, we're good, it drives them crazy. Because then why? Then they don't matter.
Right.
You understand? Whenever they listen, when do you hear white people talk about white on white crime? Or the number of I just seen Tim Tebow talking about all this the child the corn, the child corn or whatever like that, and what's going on with that. He said the number one perpetrators of that crime, right? The trafficking of that kind of video material of children is white men. And then the number one perpetrators are white fathers with children. You understand what I'm trying to say? And he was showing a map with all of them that are doing it because they have the IP addresses. And these are the 80% to 90% of them are white males. But you don't hear them going on Fox News and with these little shows talking about that. Tim Tebow had to get on the Sean Ryan show to talk about it. The other dude, the hacker dude, the one that was on Sean Ryan's show, he's talking about how they're trafficking in this child whatever. I don't want to say the word. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And you don't hear them talking about that. The school shooters, 9 times out of 10 is going to be a Caucasian male. But they don't discuss that. That's why Charlie Kirk lost his life, because they focus on us. You know why they focus on us? Because they know that they're not real. They don't really matter. You understand? Go ahead and I'm sorry, go ahead. You want to say something?
I was gonna say about the school shooter thing. They blame it on the weapon laws and the weapons. They try to get laws changed whenever
they don't blame it on white fathers. Because really, if you have a young white male that comes to school and wants to unalive everybody with an AR-15, and he gets it out of his father's gun vault, gun closet, how was the father dealing with that boy his whole life? You understand?
Right.
Like, white fathers are the worst fathers in the earth. They're the worst. They produce sociopaths, psychotic individuals, psychopaths. It's just a fact. But it's because why? They're nothing. Like, think about when we're at camp and we tell them that they have no salvation, right? Like Christ didn't die for you. Then what do they say? So then what's to stop me from just going crazy and just mowing all you guys down right here, right now? Why would you say that?
Right.
You know what a black and Hispanic would do? If you told them, like, ain't no salvation for you, you know what we would do? Pray. Please. Have mercy. But they're merciless. They want the reward with no work, man. But the problem is God didn't choose none of them. And it don't matter what they do. It's over for y'all. It's over for y'all. It's a wrap. All you can look forward to is judgment. You get no salvation. A white Christ is not going to crack the sky. It's not going to be no white angels. You're not getting raptured. You're not going into the sweet by and by in the clouds, because the blood of Jesus covers you from all your crimes and the crimes of your people. That's not what's happening. And the Bible says as much. It's nothing. You can blame everybody else. Oh, it's Rome. It's the Pope. It's the Catholic Church. It's black people. Black on black violence. You could blame everything. It's not going to stop your judgment. That's Esau. Esau was a crybaby. When the blessing went to Jacob, he cried out to Isaac, "Ain't there a blessing left for me?" Isaac was like, "Hey man, Jacob took it all already. Everything goes to him." And well, you can't give me something. I don't get nothing, bro. You sold it. You sold it. You made the deal and made the contract and sold your birthright, and the Lord didn't choose you anyway, and you're crying about it. That's why. Listen, the only power that your oppressor has is you acknowledging him as a power. If you say they're not real, they're not real, but you look at your brother as being real, and you love your brother and you prefer your brother, then you have life, and that's what they want. They want the life, but they don't have the life. It's not in them. They're dead. And so the only thing that they can feed off of is you. You're meat for the beasts of the field. But now the Lord has raised up shepherds that are willing to lay their lives down for the sheep. And we're not going to allow the flock of the Lord to be consumed anymore. You know what I'm saying? We're going to arm them with the knowledge of the truth, and the truth will make you free. But let's go ahead and finish this, and we're going to close out.
Come on, guys. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra. This is the prophet Ezra. Esdras is just the Greek word for Ezra. Go ahead.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. Of him come we all.
Of him come we all. Every ethnicity that's on the earth right now comes from Adam. Why? Because when the Lord destroyed the earth through a flood, it was Noah. And Noah had his 3 sons, and then they had their wives. Noah's wife, and then his 3 sons' wives. You had Shem, Ham, and Japheth. You understand? Go ahead.
Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Hold on. Of him come we all, and out of all those people that come from Adam, the people whom the Lord has chosen. Because why? Out of those people, the Lord chose a people.
Right.
So yeah, we all come from Adam, but out of all those people, the Lord chose a people. Read.
Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
Right. The Lord made the world for the people who he chose. The other nations, they're just NPCs. They're just like characters in the video game. They don't have let me tell you something. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you need to have main character energy.
Right.
When you walk outside, you gotta be like, I'm the main character. Like the only thing the Lord cares about in the earth is me. That's how you gotta look at you. You have to value yourself in that way. The only thing God don't care about none of these other nations, no East Indians, no Africans, no Asians, you understand? No Arabs, no Caucasians, especially not no Caucasians. He cares about me. So that's why you should walk and conduct yourself and be holy. Because you're a precious thing to the Lord. You're a precious item to the Lord. You matter to him. You value to him. So you can't just operate and live your life any old kind of way. You got to love your brother and walk around with integrity. Sister, you got to cover yourself and be modest and have respect unto yourself. You don't give yourself to another nation. Talking about love is love. No, you're holy unto the Lord. Read.
Go on, verse 56. As for the other people, which also come from Adam, thou said that they are nothing.
Read that again and read it with some slowly and with some strength.
Okay. As for the other people, which also come from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing.
The Lord has said you're nothing. They're not real. They're nothing. They're not real. The Lord is watching how you deal with them. Do you believe in them or do you believe in him? Keep reading.
But be like unto spittle.
Spittle is nothing. Spittle is like, it has no life. Read.
And hath likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Even though they're many in number, they're like a drop that falls out of a bucket. It's nothing. Keep reading.
Verse 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these
other races, these other ethnicities. This is what Ezra is saying. And now, O Lord, O Yahweh, behold, these heathen, these other races. Go ahead.
Which have ever been reputed as nothing.
What is reputed? Reputed is short for reputation, meaning that in the mind of the Most High, they've always been nothing to him. They never mattered. A white man never mattered to the Most High. That's why when they say all lives matter, that's a lie from the devil. Black and Hispanic and Native Indian lives matter to the Lord.
Right.
Now, our lives don't matter to them. You know why? Because they're not alive. They don't have life in them. You understand? They're nothing. Keep reading.
Have begun to be lords over us and to devour us.
Have begun to rule over us and to devour us. Because why? They're not alive, so they have to do what? They have to eat the living. You understand? But really, they can eat us because why? We're dead. And we're dead when we deal with them. You understand? Now give me first Judges 3:1, Itazar.
The
Read
book
that.
of the book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 1. Now these are the nations which the Lord left to prove Israel.
Hold on. So the Lord left other races to do what?
To prove Israel.
The Lord didn't care about them. He wanted to test us.
Right.
Test us for what? Itazar, read.
To prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all of the wars of Canaan.
He wanted to test to see if we were going to keep his commandments around these other races, or were we going to try to join ourselves to them. That's been this whole, that's why what these brothers teaching Gentile salvation, like other races getting salvation from God, that's why it's such an evil thing. Because when Adam was in the garden, the trees that were in the garden were other nations. Adam was ruling over other nations. The garden was Israel. It's just larger than what you consider Israel to be today, right? That's why you had the four rivers. That's how big it was. But Adam was ruling over those other nations. You can read that in Ezekiel 31. The trees represented nations. Adam was ruling over them. And then what? The serpent was the most subtle beast of the field, because the Lord considers these other nations to be beasts. They're not alive. You understand? They're not sons of God. They're just children of men, beasts. And when his woman got deceived by another nation, he took on their culture and tried to hide amongst the trees and cover himself with a fig leaf, meaning that he tried to, it's like if you saw right now when you see a brother wearing a Trump, a jacket with an American flag and a Trump hat, that's Adam putting the fig leaves on. You understand? Or you see a Hispanic saying, I support Trump, he's trying to hide amongst the trees because he doesn't want to be exposed. He's ashamed. He is ashamed of who he is. So he has to blend in with what? America, and be a patriot. That's what Adam did. And what happened? The Lord kicked Adam out of the garden. Why? Because he lost his seat, trying to give away what the Lord gave him to other nations. So when he gets kicked out of the garden, he has his family outside of the garden. He has Cain and Abel outside of the land. Right? And then what happens? There's the first division. So now what? His sons kill one son kills the other son, and he loses his other son. Why? Because he's a murderer now. So he has to have what? More children. He has Seth. Then they have more kids. And what do those kids do? The sons of Adam, the sons of God. They go lay with what? The daughters of men. They tell you it's fallen angels. No, it was interracial relationships. They're giving away the kingdom and the lineage again to other nations. So what does God do? He floods the whole earth. He floods the whole earth. And starts off with Noah. Then Noah has his three sons. Then he chooses a man out of the line of Shem, Abraham, to give him what? The covenant. To give him back what? The land of Canaan. What was the land of Canaan before? The Garden of Eden. To give it back. What does Abraham try to do? Give it to Ishmael. Give it to the other nations. What the Lord say? No. My covenant will be with what? Isaac. Right? What does Isaac try to give it to? The covenant to? Esau. If it wasn't for Rebekah, Abraham tried to give it to Ishmael, and then Sarah tripped out on him, right? Stop getting mad at these sisters, man, for being how they are. The Lord made them exactly how they are for a reason. You ain't always correct. Had it been left up to Abraham, the Arabs would have the kingdom of God. You hear what I'm saying? Right. Had it been left up to Isaac, our oppressor would have the kingdom of God forever. It was our women that stopped it. You hear me? And it was grieving Abraham. Yo, man, send her away. Send her son away. Man, bro, you trying to get rid of my baby mama? Dang. Right? Isaac, Rebecca's like, look, let the sin be on me. It got to go to you. Because what was Esau doing? Sleeping with other nations. She told Jacob, go back to our land and get with a family member, someone from our family, our line. Keep it in the family. Don't go link it up with these other nations. Then we get the kingdom. David fights for the kingdom. The house of Saul, right? And all the tribes come together, right? He gets it all together. He gives the kingdom to who? To Solomon. What Solomon do? Go and get all these other women, interracial relationships, all these other nations. And what does God do as punishment for that? Splits the kingdom. And then here come Christ. Now Christ got to die. You dig what I'm saying? Now he got to die. It's an evil thing to try to give away our salvation to other nations. The Lord has been fighting that for the history of the earth. Even so much to the point that he confused the languages at Babel because he didn't want us to understand each other. So now what does our oppressor do? He makes the technology to where I can understand everything that you're saying now. To try to do what? To bring us back together. When you hear the doctrine of all of us being one and being together, that's the doctrine of devils, man. The Lord does not want us to be with these other nations. He wants to gather the nation of Israel together as a family. And you can't ever forget that, man. That's the truth. And if you can understand that truth, you can free your mind. But if you can't understand that, then you're going to be in bondage. You're going to be stuck in Stockholm syndrome, loving the person that murders you every day. And your life will never change. You'll be in everlasting chains of darkness, man, until the day of judgment. And you know what that is? What the brother brought out earlier in Zechariah. When the chariots crack the sky, and punish the entire earth, man. Then on that day, you're going to understand that what we said was the truth. But if you've heard anything and you want to learn more, then look, man, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Command General Yohana, man. And we have classes every single day in every single state, every country. You understand? Where we're teaching blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians the truth. Because the truth is what's going to make you free. You understand? And nothing but the truth. Now, if you can't handle the truth, then hey, Lord be with you. But if you want to continue in the truth and follow Christ, then that's here in the ISUPK, man, the home of the truth. All right, and with that, we're gonna go ahead and close out, man. Hey, Shalom Israel. We got the Passover coming up April 4th. Pay your Passover fee. You understand? It's gonna be here in Houston, Texas, at the B&H Ranch. Get your Passover fee paid. You know what I'm saying? Get ready and prepared. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is gathering His people together. It's for us to come together and show that love to one another, because while this kingdom is falling, all right, the Babylon is falling, the kingdom of the Most High, the kingdom of heaven is rising. You understand? And that's amongst each other. You understand? So y'all get focused and ready for that. And you know what I'm saying? Lord allow, you know what I'm saying? You tap in with us again for tomorrow for the brotherhood class, Wednesday for the law class, Thursday for scripture breakdown. We're gonna be here. If you know what I'm saying, if you're not tapped in with ISUPK Killeen, you can tap in with any school across the 52 states and across all the countries here in this earth, man. You know what I'm saying? Where the truth of the Most High is being spread through through the ISUPK under Command General Yohana. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and say Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yashar Barakathum to the brothers, and Shalom, Yahweh Shemalatham Bashem to the sisters, man. Go ahead and pass the class over to Priest and Officer Itazar Gabar for the security announcements, and then we're gonna close out.
ISUPK security announcement. We are the ISUPK, start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandments. Book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. My Ishura means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the law gives you, give to Treasury Department. or teacher, priest fund, free will offering, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, the Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah, 25th day of the ninth month by the space of 8 days. Sunday, December 14th, 2025, for eight days. You can find it in the book of Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 52 through 61. Reminder, Akim and Agwaf, to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband. This concludes the ISUPK security announcement. Shalom.
All right, with that, hey, shalom, Israel. Lord allow we catch you again.